Hey, what's up? This is Ace and welcome to another one of my Yu Yu Hakusho theory videos. In today's video, we will be discussing the overall strength of the younger Toguro brother. How strong was he really? Now, if you've seen the anime or even read the manga, you might be thinking, what are you talking about, Ace? The answer is clear. Koema definitely classified Toguro as being from the B class of demons. So what is there to discuss? What is there to speculate? Well, given certain contextual clues from the series, I have came to the conclusion that not only is Toguro not a B-class demon, but he is a lower ranked A-class demon. So here's why. Well, to begin, let's start with his overall power set. He has the ability to 100% manipulate the muscles in his body, ultimately growing to the size of a monster. You can see him with this brute strength, and he has the ability to even regenerate after taking on some massive damage. In the series, you will see him get holes blown through his body due to some sort of spirit wave, and he just regenerates the next moment like he's nothing. He also has the ability to double his power, which if you've only seen the English anime, then you might not know that, because in the Japanese dub of the Yu Yu Hakusho anime and in the manga, right before Yusuke fires his final spirit gun, Toguro transforms into his ultimate maximum power form, which he refers to as 100% over 100% maximum power, which technically 100% over 100% is 100%. So mathematically speaking, Toguro didn't get any stronger, but obviously he got a lot stronger. And what I think he was trying to say is that he was adding 100% to his already 100% form, meaning that he increased his power twofold in order to crush Yusuke's spirit gun. And when I say crush Yusuke's spirit gun, yeah, Toguro was killed by Yusuke, but at the end of the day, he still took down that spirit gun. At the end of the battle, Yusuke was the one on the floor, and Toguro was the one who was standing. Toguro just ended up dying in vain. Anyways, the point is that Toguro is a mad beast, and I honestly feel as though he is a lower A-class demon, and there is more evidence from the series that supports this claim. Now, if you were to consider Yusuke and Toguro being near the same strength as each other after the fight, seeing how Yusuke barely took down Toguro, then we could also draw the conclusion that Yusuke was around the same strength as Toguro during his fight against Sensui. You might be thinking, alright, but that doesn't really make sense because Yusuke did beat Toguro. Well, it was by one hair, and after the Dark Tournament, Yusuke didn't have any motivation to train. He wasn't shown training. Many times where he mentioned that he was the strongest person in the world, there was no point of him training or even being motivated to do anything. And this is why I think that Yusuke was still the same strength as Toguro when he fought against Sensui. That being said, even though some time has passed between the Dark Tournament arc and the Chapter Black saga when Yusuke fights Sensui in the cave, even during that time, Yusuke is still stronger than every other member of Team Urameshi, because there wasn't that much time that passed. There's no way that Kurama and Hiei or Kuwabara, especially Kuwabara, even though he had a sword that could cut through dimensions, could have been on par with Yusuke. Not until Yusuke died again and gave Kurama, Hiei, and Kuwabara another boost in energy. But even that boost in energy, I don't feel like they could have been stronger than Yusuke at that point. Maybe altogether they were definitely stronger than Yusuke, but individually, I do not think that they were as strong as Yusuke. And here's why. If at the beginning of the fight between Toguro and Yusuke was stronger than Kurama, Hiei, and Kuwabara, which makes sense because they were all impressed by Yusuke's strength, then at the end of the fight, when Yusuke defeats Toguro, Yusuke has to be so much stronger than the three of them that they can't even be in the same ballpark, because Yusuke had the same power boost that Kurama and Kuwabara and Hiei got in order to transcend to an A-class level. So if Kurama, Kuwabara, and Hiei were weaker or even just at the same level as Yusuke when Yusuke fought Toguro in the very beginning of the fight, then that power boost shouldn't have made them any stronger than what Yusuke ended up being at the end of the Toguro fight. That being said, that means that Yusuke had to have been around the same strength as Hiei, Kurama, and Kuwabara when they rushed out and started fighting Sensui. And if that's the case, then that means that Yusuke was at an A class when he ultimately fought Sensui. And if Yusuke was an A class when he fought Sensui, then that would mean that Toguro would have to be around a lower A class level as well. So with that being said, Toguro has to be around an A class level of demon. And there's another reason why too. Another reason why I feel as though Toguro was a lower A class demon was because before Toguro even fought Yusuke, he mentions that he became too strong to even go into the demon world even if he wanted to. Now, this line didn't make much sense when it was first said, but during the next arc, Koema mentions that C and B class apparitions were able to cross into the living realm at that time. So this would mean that Toguro would have had to be above a B class level, because he wasn't able to go into Demon World even if he wanted to. All in all, these are the reasons why I believe as though the younger Toguro brother was a lower A class demon. You might be thinking, hey, well, you know what, if Toguro really was an A class demon, then why would Koema say that Toguro was a B class demon to Yusuke? Well, here is why. I believe as though Koema said this to Yusuke because he wanted to further exaggerate the power of the A and S class demons by illustrating Toguro as being only a B class one. Koema probably did this to try to motivate Yusuke to his fullest potential, ultimately to make him understand the seriousness of the situation, by telling Yusuke that creatures similar in strength to Toguro are able to slip through the barrier already, and that being several times stronger will soon be able to do the same. Koema was able to give Yusuke the motivation he needed to take on Sensui, even though at the end of the day, Sensui still killed Yusuke. If you enjoyed this video, let me know what you think in the comments below. Drop a like, share this with your friends, please subscribe, and as always, have an amazing day. Peace.